Profits. Okay, so let me start with the profits that we made during the year so far. Well, I'm Sumit from TradeWiseNet. Welcome to the Weekend Hedge, and we will be going through the trades, of course, that we've got going at this point in time, but also look at some of the strategies that we employ. Right, so starting with a roundup of where we are till date in this year, you see the trading journal open in front of you. This, of course, is easily accessible. It's the link to which is in the description below. So far this year, we have taken 558 trades, which you can read here in the corner. And that is really a count of all the trades that we have here. Total profitable trades or break-even trades is 472, which gives us a pretty healthy percentage of winning trades or break-even trades of 85%, which is really strong, and we've made a profit of 2,500. Now, this profit would really depend upon the lot sizes that you take, and as you can see, I've my lot sizes are mentioned here in column G, which you can read. So the profits, if I just take this column and the full sum, you can see that's where I'm reading it from. And that's what's coming in there. So yeah, so overall quite healthy and going on quite well. Let's move to some of the rules. And before getting into the weekly trades, let's get a few things out of the way. Right, so first of all the trades that I take, the strategies that I talk about are based on my book. You can see that here on the screen. Profitable Hedging and Trade Management Techniques in Forex Trading, available on Amazon. The strategies and techniques are really available for free to all my readers and followers. You can also look at the other YouTube videos that I've made in explaining each of these strategies with a lot of examples. Right, so these are my trades. This is the way how I trade. So it's by no means it doesn't mean that you need to follow each of these strategies. Test them out in your demo account, pick the one that works for you, and yeah, go with that one. In my regular trades, I use the ranging strategy. So out of the 4 strategies that I've explained in my book, I use the ranging strategy. And yeah, that's what I will talk about in the weekly trades. So let's get straight into it. Right, so the trades for the week. I've got the daily chart open here on TradingView, which is a platform that I use for trading. There are 2 strategies, of course, here, which you can see on the right side, the ranging strategy and the dollar cost averaging. There are a few pairs which I trade on the ranging strategy, and then a few others which are on dollar cost averaging. You can see the charts here. There are 2 moving averages, which are really guides. That's the 50-day moving average, which is the red one. And then the black one is the 200-day moving average, which would give us an indication of the direction of the pair, how it's moving. And then we have the TWA indicator, which you can easily download through the links in links below. So it's really available for free. All my trades, of course, are based on the strategies explained in my book, as I explained earlier. Right, so starting with the Aussie US dollar. Overall, a good pair to trade as it moves in both the directions. Currently, we are in 3 sell trades. So there's this old trade which we got into in the beginning of April, and that is still currently on. And there are 2 other sell trades which came in the last month or so. That's the 28th of May and then the 30th of June, and those are still open. And then there is this buy trade that is currently open. So a few trades open, but we have been making money in the in both the directions, really, with a bunch of trades there in the long directions. Overall, a good pair to trade. The swap rates are really low, so as such, we are paying very less swap rates on the trades that are open. Right. Okay. Let's keep going. So, moving to the Euro AUD. Again, last few trades that are open are shown here. So we are in a fair bit of sell trades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sell trades, and a couple of long trades. There are high swap rates in the long direction and positive swaps in the short direction. So as such, these 5 where we are short, we are actually making money on the swap. So whenever they close, that's fine for us. We are not really worried about holding them for a long time. The ones in the long direction are the ones which where we pay a high swap rate. So we are trying to close those off, but overall you can see that the direction of the trend is up. So hopefully this is going to go and close these 2 trades off in the next few days. We came quite close on the 7th of July to closing this one off, but yeah, of course, just took another dip there. But overall, it's respecting the 50-day moving average. So let's hope it continues to do that and we can close that off. We have been making money, of course, in the long direction in the last month or so. Euro USD, great pair to trade, moves well in both the directions. An important point to know is that it has positive swap rates in both the directions, so as such, holding trades is never a problem for the Euro US dollar. The recent sell trade was closed in profit, so we made a profit there. You can see the full red bar, which indicates a kind of an oversold position, and it's an indicator to come out of the trade. So we closed that in profit. Now, in terms of how the ranging strategy works, do take a look at my video on the ranging strategy, which would explain how I go about taking trades and how I go about managing them and closing them. Cool. So we are all good. We are waiting for the next buy trade to come in, which we will take. Euro USD, great going. The pound Aussie dollar. The price has been range bound, as you can see here in my notes. It's been moving sideways for the past 2 or 3 months. We have been making profits, or really looking at closing the ones which haven't gone in our favor at a break even. So you can see that here, pretty choppy. Now the difficulty with this pair is that the swap rates are high. So with 2 sell trades and 3 buy trades, you would want to come out of as many of these trades as possible quickly, so that we don't incur high holding costs. So let's see how this one goes. We would be looking at closing a few of these at break even and try to make profit in the recent most one. The pound Aussie dollar, pound US dollar, I'm sorry. Again, this one is going well. The sell trade, the recent one, has been closed in profit, which is great. The GBP has been showing strength. It's been going up, but with the recent GDP results, it's kind of taken a bit of a dip. Let's see how it goes. But overall, a good pair to trade because the swap rates are really low. So yeah, we would be waiting for the next buy trade to come in, but happy trading this pair. The USD CAD, it had been going down. It has been bearish for a while. Let's see if it kind of picks up a little bit of steam. This is probably like a double bottom, but yeah, not quite. But let's see how it goes. Price can go in any direction, right? Positive swap rates in the long direction. So these two trades that we have open for a while, not really hurting us. The short trade, of course, is the recent most one, wherein we are. I mean, there are negative swap rates in that direction. So let's see if we are able to close that one at break even. But a good pair to trade again. Great. So that concludes the ranging strategy. So we are trading 6 pairs in the ranging strategy, and then a fair number in the dollar cost averaging. So let's move to the dollar cost averaging. Now, in terms of the DCA method, how that one works, I do have there's a separate video on dollar cost averaging. So how I go about taking trades or coming out of them. The strategy explained in that video. So dip into that one and um, understand that one to see how I'm trading the pairs here. AUDCHF. So this is a bearish trade. So one of the things which I do in dollar cost averaging is I take those pairs which I want to trade in the trend direction. So the AUDCHF has been bearish. We did have this pair in the ranging strategy. That's the reason why there are a few trades open in the buy direction. But then we have been moving, because it's been a bearish pair, so I moved it to dollar cost averaging, and we have been making money on the sell side. There is a trade that came up on the 10th of July, a buy trade, did not take it, and it continues to kind of move down. It moves up, that's also fine. We would be able to close off these trades which are in the buy direction. High swap rates in the short direction, so hoping for it to kind of come down and close these trades as soon as possible. There are in the buy direction, there is positive swap rates, and not really worried about that. The Canadian 60, no trades open. It's an index. It's been moving up steadily. The commissions or swap rates are low, so that's the reason why we trade this pair. There is a full red bar that came on the 17th of July, waiting for the next full blue bar to take the buy trade in that. CHF JPY, similar story, bullish pair, waiting for the next buy trade to come after a full red bar. So when ideally a full red bar comes in, maybe trickles down for a while, and then we get the blue bar and we'll get into the trade. But overall a bullish pair, so we're trading only in the buy direction. GBP JPY, also a good pair to trade. In fact, there are positive swap rates in the long direction. We got into a buy trade in the last week, 2 weeks or so. It was going well, and in fact, I closed this trade at a very good profit on Friday, coming out of the week. So overall, a really good pair to trade. The Dutch index, again an index, so it's bullish. We're looking at trading in the positive direction or the upward direction only. There is a trade that is open at this point in time, so let's see how that one goes. The Norwegian index, again, you can see that it's an index, so it's bullish, waiting for the next buy signal to come in, and we can take a trade there. Also trade the Russell. Got one trade open at this point in time, which came in on the 17th of July. So let's see how that one goes. Of course, in the indices, one point that I forgot to talk about is the dividend that we get on holding the pair. So as such, the holding costs get offsetted by that. So overall, quite profitable, traded in the upward direction. Silver too was in the ranging strategy, which we were using this ranging strategy earlier, moved it to dollar cost averaging, and as it is a bullish pair, and it's um, both theoretically as well as practically right to trade uh, um, metals in the upward direction, waiting for the next buy signal to come in. The good part is that these two sell signals are not attracting swaps, as in fact they're paying us because they're positive swaps, so we are still okay in holding these for longer. The last pair is gold, and I trade gold for against the Japanese yen. I talked about this a few times, many times earlier in my videos as well. Traded against the yen as it's very bullish. It's also not affected by um, the dollar strength at times, um, and we have been making profits in the long direction, and we will wait for the next buy signal to come in before we can enter a trade. Great, so that brings us to the end of the analysis of the trades that are currently open, or the ones that we are going to be taking in the coming weeks. If you like the video, do give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, see the weekly analysis, and keep track of the profits that we are making. So have a great week, everyone, and I will see you next week. Happy trading, everyone.